So a couple nights ago I was doom scrolling on Facebook Marketplace and I seen a Mark 1 Golf for free, and I thought surely this can't be true. It is a project, it's not a full car, but I thought, oh well, I'll look into this. All it was listed as was a Volkswagen Golf 1987. There wasn't a lot to say about it, but having a look at the reg, it is a Mark 1 Golf GTI and it comes with a 20 valve turbo engine. What condition that's in, I don't know. I'm getting some bits together, such as wheels because it needs wheels, and the person wants to get rid of it. Hopefully it's not a scam, and hopefully I do get a free car out of this, because this will be quite interesting to show the build progression on the channel. This is Lewis, the only guy that knows I'm getting this car at this moment in time.
Someone's going to kill you.
Do you reckon it's a scam?
Everything's a scam in life. Everything. Everything's a scam. I'm a scam.
Let's go do this. We're just coming back with the Golf on the trailer.
What a day.
What a day.
What a day.
We got it, the Mark 1 Golf. So we've got the Mark 1 Golf on the trailer. I can't exactly show you that because the light is really low at the moment, so we've got a boring shot of the motorway. We've got the Mark 1 Golf GTI. There's a 20 valve engine with it, there's a gearbox. There is pretty much the full car, minus the dashboard, and I've got to end up putting that all together, so it's going to be an interesting one because this is by far the biggest project I've ever had. So, and I don't know a lot about Mark 1 Golf, so this is going to be an interesting one. You want to help me with that?
I can paint it. Pretty much all I do is paint. I can paint it.
Welcome to hell. Apologies for there not being a lot of footage on the way to get the Golf. We actually had some trailer issues that made us 2 hours behind schedule. So when we got back, it was quite dark. It took a while to load the Golf onto the trailer. Actually, when we got back, it was near midnight, so I didn't even get to check what parts I had with this car. So I had to come back the following day to have a look. Apologies for the microphone quality when I'm using my GoPro. This is something I'm looking into. It is quite hard as my lockup's right next to a motorway, so this can sometimes give quite a lot of background noise. So we got back late last night, past midnight, and now the Mark 1 Golf is secure. It's here, it's in my name. Let's go have a look. Here it is in all its glory. Now at the moment the engine is inside the back of the car, so it's currently rear engined. When we picked it up, it was just a bare shell, so everything's been ratchet strapped down, such as the doors, the wings, the bonnet. It was very much just a bare shell. I'm going to have a look at the engine and rebuild it if the 20 valve turbo isn't good enough, or maybe source a new engine. This is going to be quite a long project, so probably by the time I finish it's going to be tax and MOT exempt. It's almost a complete car, apart from the dashboard's missing, the carpet's missing. I've got an engine loom, but I think it's for a Mark 4 Golf. I need to have a good look because I'm not entirely sure what's here. I've got lights, I've got the leather seats, I've got the windows, I've got a 20 valve loom just down there, and as you can see I've got the 20 valve engine lurking in that corner, which probably needs a rebuild. I've got the original Mark 1 GTI 020 gearbox, which was attached to the 20 valve turbo. The clutch is also included from the 020 gearbox. There's no dashboard and the window glass is loose, so that's something I need to sort out. I'm going to get it all back together. It's going to be quite a long job, but I've got time on my hands, so it doesn't really matter. At some point it must have lived in Cornwall. It's had 14 owners and I'm its 15th owner, so it's probably lived all around the UK. As you can see, there's no real rusting around the windscreen. There's little bits of surface rust, but I can sort that out, it's not a big deal. Normally on the Mark 2s they rust around here around the windscreen. I assume they do that on the Mark 1 as well. The car's got bits of every colour. It's got red on the boot, it's been roller painted blue at some point, there's bits of yellow, but I think the original colour is this grey blue here. So let's have a look under the bonnet then. The strut towers look quite good condition, I can't see any rust. This must have been for the 20 valve gearbox or for something to do with the 20 valve. I'm not entirely sure. The brake booster is disconnected, but it does come with the car, so this is one of the first things I'll be sorting out. You can't really see much rust on the legs, so that's pretty good. Now I've been told this has been stored outside bare metal for a couple of years, but it looks alright. It must have had some bigger wheel arches at some point because it looks like they've been drilled in. But having a look around, it looks like it's held up well over 37 years. There's been some patches of welding done at the end of the sills, but it actually really looks alright. There's not a lot of rust. At some point it must have had a really big exhaust because of the cutout. It did come with an exhaust, but it would make sense because it had the 20 valve engine. There's a little bit of a patch there at the end of the sill, but overall it's not too bad. There's a couple of tiny little rust holes on the floor, but it's nothing I can't sort. I did have to sort my own wheels, so the wheels from this are actually stolen off the Mark II GTD. Now I spent some time removing stuff from all the car to see what parts I had and to check the rust. The passenger floor pan looks really good and nothing required, but the driver's floor pan does have a couple of little holes in that I need to sort. Once everything was cleared out, I thought I'd have a look at the 20 valve engine and find out what it was. It's an ARY, which would have been originally a 210 brake horsepower engine out of an Audi S3. Thankfully the engine turns over nice and freely. As you can see from the parts that I've got most of the exterior parts and I have some of the interior parts as well. The roof being the main one because the roof can then make the car watertight. I got the gearbox, the starter motor, the stainless steel exhaust, enough to get the engine in the car and get it turning over. I've also got a Mark IV engine loom and I've got a Mark IV interior loom as well, so I could get the whole car running as a Mark IV Golf. I thought I had a Mark I interior loom, but it turns out I don't, so this could be something I need to source later to get all the Mark I electronics working properly. Now the main thing that would slow this project down is that it doesn't come with any CE1 electrics, so if you do have a Mark I Golf loom knocking around, then please let me know if you fancy donating it, or else I'm going to have to try and figure out how to get this Mark IV interior loom to work with the Mark I Golf. So for anyone saying, oh yeah, well it's just a 20 valve engine that's been thrown in the back, at one point it actually was in the engine bay running. It must have been an absolute weapon. I'd just like to thank James for donating this project to me. I really appreciate it. It's going to be much love. It's going to be a long project, but I will get to it. Maybe by the time I've finished it, it'll be tax and MOT exempt. I'd also like to thank Lewis for helping me out. I'm always badgering him. I'm always asking, can he pick this up? Can he pick that up? I'm always asking him if I could borrow a trailer to pick a car up and take it here and there. So I'd just like to say a special thanks to Lewis because I can be a bit of a pain in the bottom. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. If you want to see any more videos about this Mark I Golf and probably see the future of this Mark I Golf, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to comment, and don't forget to like, because then there'll be more content from this beast. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video. There is another Mark I Golf video coming down the pipeline. Don't forget to subscribe, and there's more videos down below.